Hello guys and welcome to Technological where you grow with knowledge. Today I'm going to start with an introduction to Python programming language. I would make you familiar with the history of Python, what are the various implementations of Python, and then some major Python libraries. Then we would explore the Jupyter Notebook and some of the ways to set up your IDE. So without wasting any more time, let's begin our quest. Python is an interpreted high-level general-purpose programming language. We all are aware that there are a few programming languages which use compilers, and then there are some programming languages which use interpreters. So Python is one such programming language that uses interpreters for executing the code. It was created by a Dutch programmer, Guido van Rossum, and it was conceived in late 1980s as a successor to the programming language called ABC language, and then it was first released in year 1991. Python 2.0 was released in year 2000, and it was released with some features like list comprehensions and garbage collection system with the reference counting. So I hope we all know what is garbage collection, and for list comprehension we'll see later. Python 3.0, which was a major revision of the language, was released in year 2008, and it was not completely backward compatible. That means much of the Python 2 code does not run unmodified on Python 3. So you need to convert your Python 2 code to make it compatible with Python 3. As of today, when we are recording this video, the latest release of Python is 3.8.4 and Python 2 has been officially discontinued. Let's move on and see some of the major applications of Python. So probably Python is one of the most versatile programming language available in the world right now, which can be used for anything, for any implementation wherever you need a programming language. Python will be very much able to do that. So it can be used for automation, or we can say we can use it for artificial intelligence to automate our solutions. Then we can use it for data analytics, databases, graphical user interface development, image processing, machine learning, scientific computing, text frameworks, and web scraping, web development, for almost everywhere wherever you need a programming language. Python will be able to do that. What makes Python this versatile is the huge amount of libraries available in Python. So let's talk about some of the major libraries that we have in Python. Before knowing that, we should know there is a repository called Python Package Index. So in this repository, there are more than 235,000 libraries or packages available for working with your Python code. So whenever you have a requirement, you are going to need a library which is well suited for your requirement, and then you're going to import that library. First you need to install that library in your local Python environment. Once that is done, you can import that library into your code and start using the functions available in that library. So for that you generally need a package manager like pip, which is going to talk to PyPy or Python Package Index, and it will install the package locally on your Python environment. So if we talk about some of the major Python libraries in Python, so NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, all these libraries are required for the data analytics. So NumPy deals with the numerical computations. Pandas is basically required for the data frames and series type of data structures, required for basically importing your data sets, vast amount of data into your Python code. Then Matplotlib is basically for the visualization. This is probably one of the best library available for the visualization, and it is based on MATLAB, so it produces very beautiful graphs, and can be combined with many more libraries like Seaborn, which produces terrific graphs on your Python environment, in your Python environment. Then we have libraries like scikit-learn, which has all the machine learning algorithms. Then SciPy is for the scientific computations, And then I have included few more there, like pendulum, which works with the datetime type of data, then tkinter and pyqt. They are required for the GUI development. If you're just starting with Python, you don't need to bother about the libraries. There is always a scope for improvement later on. So let's quickly move on and get familiar with Jupyter and the various ways you can use Jupyter Notebook. So there are many ways you can work with Python basically, but the Jupyter Notebooks are the most popular IDE for data science. To use Python with Jupyter Notebook, Anaconda is the recommended platform. It is always advised to use a local installation of Anaconda to use Jupyter Notebooks because you don't need an internet connection to work on your code. However, it could be a challenge for those working on machines provided by their employers. The link to download Anaconda is given in the description. The second and easier way is the Google Colab. Easy because we all have Google accounts, and also convenient because you can save your work, your notebooks on Google Drive. The best feature of Google Colab, however, is the availability of GPUs, the more processing power. So we will talk about that once appropriate. Link to Google Colab is also given in the description. The third way would be to use a similar type of Jupyter Notebook on Kaggle. Best thing, it does not need a login, and you can always save your Python notebooks to your local machine. Link to Kaggle is also given in the description. So let's quickly go and explore these environments before moving on. So let's now go and explore the Google Colab. You need to type colab.research.google.com and hit enter. Once you do that, it will take you to the Google Colab introduction notebook. Once you're there, if you are already logged in, you have the option to open any of your existing notebooks. You can even open your notebooks from Google Drive, or if you have configured the GitHub, you can open your files, notebook files from GitHub. But if you don't want to do that way, you can go on File, click on New Notebook. Once you do that, and if you are not logged in, it will prompt you for the login. Once successfully loaded, you can start working on your Python code directly here in Google Colab. The advantage with Google is you can save your work online in your Google Drive, and even you can download the notebooks on your local machine. But the disadvantage is you need a working internet connection. So at times when you do not have an internet connection, it will be a challenge to work with any of these online Jupyter Notebook interfaces. So this is our notebook interface. This rectangular box where we write text or code is called a cell. So here we can quickly create a variable called var, and we can assign it a value and give 10 there. To execute any cell, you just need to press Shift and Enter. Once you do that, the cell will execute. It probably may take some time. Once that is done, it has been executed. Now let's put the variable name and execute the next cell. This will show you the output 10. Let's now explore the Kaggle notebook. For that, you just need to go to kaggle.com and hit enter. Once you're on Kaggle, you need to click on Notebooks tab, and after that you need to click on New Notebook. So Kaggle, as you don't need a login to work with the Python code in Kaggle notebooks, so it will start an anonymous kernel for your session, and the time limit for your session will be 15 minutes. If you want to work longer, then you need to create an account on Kaggle, and then you can work longer times on the Kaggle interface. So again, this will be a similar looking interface where you will have a cell where you can write your code, or you can write text. You can write HTML tags as text. So let's again create a variable here. Let's var, assign the value 10. Just again Shift and Enter. This is executed. Let's call the variable again. and there you go. You see the output as 10. So this is how the Kaggle or the Jupyter interface work. So guys, this is the time to conclude this video. Before concluding, make sure you subscribe the channel so that you do not miss out on the next videos. Do like and comment to let me know how did you find this video. Thank you.